Welcome to the Mandcave, the only podcast hosted by two best friends with nothing in common except their first name. I am Mandy Kaplan.
And I'm Mandy Fabian. And every week we test the limits of our friendship by arguing over movies and books and all the latest hot trends that I know nothing about and she does. Grab a couch. Let's get to it.
Wait a minute, cut this shit.
So for those who are unaware, Mandy is broadcasting live from London, and I am in glamorous, rainy Northridge, California.
Porter Ranch. Come on. Porter Ranch is the spa version of Northridge. What? Oh, bless you. Oh, my goodness.
Mm-hmm. That happened.
I thought maybe you were having a hot flash, but no.
No. A major medical update. I am on Veoza, the commercials that are everywhere, even on the Super Bowl, for the non-hormonal hot flash medication. After months of arguing with my insurance company and trying hormone replacement therapy, I'm on Veoza. My hot flashes are gone.
Amazing.
Thank you, Veoza. This episode sponsored by AstraZeneca.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Yes. Did you notice anything different with the hormone replacement therapy? Like, you did it for a little bit, right?
I got some acne. I gained a little weight. I broke out where my estrogen patch was in these angry red, itchy, painful bumps. So I legitimately did not tolerate that well. And the fine people at Veoza heard me. And so, yeah.
Oh my God. Well, that's amazing.
But we are a podcast that's supposed to talk about entertainment. So I would like to fill you in on something I'm listening to.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I downloaded Ali Wong's Dear Girls, her audiobook.
Oh.
Now, my relationship with Ali Wong is varied.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that special where she was pregnant.
Yep.
And I didn't care for it at all. I was not a fan of Ali Wong. Then I saw You'll Always Be My Maybe.
Yep.
And I fell in love with Ali Wong.
And I hated her in that. Go on.
Oh, this is perfect. Then I'm sure we've talked about Beef.
Yes. And I love Beef.
Love Beef. Loved her deeply. Think she is an incredible actress. So I downloaded this thinking I need to give her another chance. And I am 3 or 4 hours into a 6-hour audiobook, and I have chuckled mildly one time.
Oh,
and this is essentially her doing stand-up in a book.
Oh, really? It's meant to be like a Rachel Bloom, like this is funny every second. It's not a meaningful memoir?
I mean, no, it's not meaningful. It's like, Dear Girls, if you're going to fuck a guy, do it this way. Ha ha. But don't ever fuck a guy because you're my daughters. I'm just kidding. And it's just stand up in a book form.
Oh.
Rachel Bloom, I laughed to an embarrassing degree walking down the street. Jim Gaffigan. Molly Shannon was heart-wrenching with some laughs. Like these, we've listened to a lot of these. Tina Fey's Bossy Pants being the best one. We didn't do that for the podcast. I love when a really smart, funny person puts down their thoughts long form. And I can listen. Huh. No, thank you. I'm back off Ali Wong.
Oh, interesting. God, she has to work hard to stay on your good side.
I know. What is wrong with her?
I guess two Wongs don't make a right. Thank you. Good night, everybody. Oh, she did it. End of podcast.
But isn't it two Wongs don't make a white? And then that's even racist and we can't say that. And
I know we can't say that. We can't say that. Cut that part, Pete. Okay. Wow.
So that's my current not recommendation. But if I see her in a cast list of anything, I'm going to watch it. I think she's a fantastic actress.
Yeah. Oh no, she's great. I loved her in Beef, but I haven't seen the book, and now I will not be downloading that book.
I bet you would love it. I bet you would listen and howl with laughter.
I probably should listen to it just because you don't like it.
Thank you. Do it. Yes. Let's play that game.
Yeah. I am very excited because the new season of John Oliver is back, and I loved his first episode, and I'm very excited because Jon Stewart's back on the day of the show, and that's got me titillated. And I figured out, and I don't want to brag or anything, but I may have figured out a little VPN situation for myself so that I can actually watch my HBO Max subscription while I am abroad, which feels legal to me because I'm paying for it.
Yes.
I'm paying for HBO Max, so I should be allowed to watch it.
Yes.
So I figured that out. I mean, it was very high tech. I'm almost a spy.
Ooh.
And may have to get a job at some point. So I'm considering that as one of those one of the jobs that I do.
Yes. Well, I know you are 00 heaven to me.
Oh, wow. Have you said that before?
No.
Have you dated previous spies? No?
No.
Dang.
But I had to try to keep up with your two Wongs joke.
That was really good.
Why?
I'll CIA you in the morning.
Am I 5 or 10? No. Well, I tried. I'm
you know what? Let's workshop it. We'll workshop it. I'll get a little theater when you come to London.
Great.
We'll get it's so easy to workshop things. They have theaters over all the pubs here. We'll get it done.
Fantastic. So we did have some struggles with your inability to locate and watch Ted, which is what we said we were going to watch.
Yes. Before I discovered the VPN situation, I was not able to watch it. Yes.
So we pivoted to Mr. and Mrs. Mandy Smith, created by Donald Glover and Francesca Sloan. And Pete, play a trailer, please.
Play that monkey trailer, Pete.
I'm Jay.
I'm John.
Love and happiness.
Banking card and marriage registration.
Something that can make you do
We're married.
Yeah, I guess we're married.
make you do right.
They didn't bring up that we'd be paired until the last interview.
It's an old KGB tactic. You draw less attention as a couple.
Very romantic.
What is it that you two do?
We're software engineers. Administer single dose, no casualties.
You think if the company hadn't matched you, you'd be compatible?
You're sitting underneath a shelter I made. I made this fire. I got you this fish.
Shelter, food, fire, water.
No.
Maybe.
Work, life, romance. They're all part of the same project.
You said you loved me.
Yeah, you did too.
We're about to die.
So you didn't mean it?
No, I do.
That's cool.
Don't do that.
Sorry.
It's just a job. It is not life and death. Do you feel better?
Right off the bat. Oh, and what's her name? Maya Erskine from
Yes.
Pen 15. So right
one of
off
my
the bat,
favorite TV shows.
I hate it. I need to say
No.
that, yes, I have anger at this project right off the bat. And
Okay.
it also snowballs into a larger anger I have with Hollywood and the world at large.
Okay, good.
This has nothing
they're listening.
to do, right, with Mr. and Mrs. Smith, the movie I very much loved, starring Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. This has nothing to do with it. Yet they are using it as IP, that is intellectual property, for those not in the business. All anybody in the business wants right now is, if you have something that is proven, a book that's a bestseller, a podcast that's a craze, a TV show that's already been done, We will revamp it and make it a new entity. That's all anybody wants is IP. So they use the title Mr. and Mrs. Smith and are promoting it as if it is that story.
Yep.
But it is not that story. Be warned, everybody.
Nope. Nowhere close. Nope. It's nothing like it.
Right. Call this Mr. and Mrs. Jones.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
Now, how many episodes did you watch?
I watched 2, but I have to.
Me too.
I mean, this is a spoiler alert. I may have fast forwarded through the second one a little bit.
Okay.
I got the basic plot points, but
this is why we're here.
Yeah. Yep. I think we might agree on this one.
Love it.
Holy shit.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Do.
You love it. Okay.
I love it. I think it's stylish and subtle.
Mm-hmm.
I have an absolute love of Donald Glover. I think
he can do no wrong.
Could seduce a tadpole. Like he has chemistry with everyone he looks at. Are you a Community fan?
Yeah. Oh, yes.
So forgive me, I don't remember the actor's name who played his best friend, but their chemistry was off the charts. And then he had chemistry with Britta, and then he had chemistry with Alison Brie. He is a magnet. Just everyone and everything should be drawn to him. He's awesome. So, and Maya Erskine, who I'm not a Pen 15 fan, but she is subtle and grounded and funny and relatable. So these two charismatic people who aren't Brad and Angelina, too pretty, too unbelievable, are in this situation where they're just trying to find their footing and figure out what's going on. And I'm totally in.
I love that you're totally in. Yes. I'm surprised because it feels more like a character study, like a very slow unfolding kind of character. Like they're really getting into who these people are. Will they, won't they? Like it's much less about them being spies or what the story is, or in fact, I'm not even sure what the story is. They start off with they go to almost like a weird warehouse kind of job interview thing, and they're interviewed by a machine. They have to put in their answer some strange questions about, are you willing to give up all contact with your family? I didn't get a sense of what their training was or even what their mission is. It's with the mysterious computer guy that says hi, or if it's a guy at all, might be a woman. They call him Mr. Hi, don't they?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But that's what's interesting to me is like, it all kind of was like, I don't really know what's going on here. I don't know. Why are they spies? Although they kind of hint at that a little bit, right? She says he says, oh, were you kicked out of the CIA? And she says something like that. It's like they're sort of, and they seem to,
And he has a history of, is it military?
Military, yes.
Yeah. So.
Yes, we know he has military history.
Yeah.
But they're put together essentially and told to act as a married couple, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, but they don't have an actual relationship. So but there seems to be like they are into each other from the first moment. But really, it's just about the missions. But it feels like I don't really know what's going on. And usually that is not something I would think that you would enjoy, but I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Well, they're dropping enough hints. I think that the premise of the original movie is clear. They're both in the CIA, undercover spies. I think perhaps John and Jane Smith are going to turn on each other halfway through the series, which then it will become more like Mr. and Mrs. Smith. But I like that they are working for an unknown entity. They don't understand what these missions are. We are keeping up, we're getting hints as they are as to what these missions are. So I like that. I find them interesting, and I find them they are both wildly capable at this line of work. So it's not like if you and I, which let's get recruited by a top secret mission. I don't know what it is, but
sometimes I can keep a secret. Yeah.
They are racking up a body count, sometimes accidentally, sometimes intentionally. And it feels like a Black Mirror episode. Like, it makes me think about, well, would you do this? And what makes them want to stay there. And I think they're going to slow leak their stories out so we understand, oh, they alienated everyone in their lives, or, oh, they never had a family, or, we're going to get enough information. And she brought her cat with her, so I love her.
That wasn't her cat, though. Wasn't it a cat that was just at the place?
No, she tried to pretend that. And then at the end, he's like, you brought that cat with you, didn't you? And she's like, yeah. And Jer and I both went, oh.
Oh, that's so funny.
So they did something very smart. I like the structure. I like the writing. They did something very smart. They did a cold open with Skarsgård. Is it Alex Skarsgård?
Mm-hmm.
So he and his beautiful wife are seemingly in their mountain retreat home.
I think it's Peter
Skarsgård.
Anyway.
And they're in Afterglow and they're happy, and then they're murdered by assassins who come to kill them. So we know this. We see like they were taken out, whoever they were, and now they're being replaced by Mr. and Mrs. Smith. And that, it's easy to forget that cold open.
Oh, I didn't make that connection at all. I thought that the gal one of the shooters of the two assassins was Maya Erskine in that outfit. I thought this was like I thought that's what because I was looking for the two leads. I thought that they were the two people who were shooting these people, but that's interesting. No, you could be right. What makes you think that they replaced these two people? Just the context of these two people die and then they're interviewing.
And two people living as a couple and, so.
Oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's good. That would be good.
But yours is interesting too, if they find out they were both in on that kill somehow. But see how there's intrigue, see how we don't know what's going on. But these two leads are such charmers that I'm in for the ride.
I do. The reason I even watched the second episode too is because I like watching them both so much. Like I just I like spending time with them. They're unique. Like they really just do their own thing. And I love Hiro Murai. I think, is that how you say his name? I'm not sure.
I don't know. What has he directed? Oh, he's the director. Oh God.
He did all of Atlanta.
I see.
He's directed a bunch of Succession, I think. I feel like every time I watch an episode of anything and I go, God, that was really well done. Who did? And it was him. He's just masterful.
Oh.
But it was interesting. Like, what's funny is when I was watching the first episode, I was like, I'm not loving I don't like the tone of it, mostly because I couldn't get into it. Like I couldn't figure out, it was moving so slow. I couldn't figure out, like, what am I watching? What are they? She's not into him. I didn't get the chemistry between them. I get him all the time because he's so charming and lovely and he's flirting. And she was just like not into him, which is fine. But I was also like, what? Why are they just automatically attracted to each other, though? Is it because they're just a man and a woman and they're stuck in this thing together? They weren't having any of the moments and I was kind of, so I was a little bit like, I'm not quite following this. I don't get this. Is this a relationship drama or is this an action thing? Because then it would be relationship and then all of a sudden there would be action. And I'm like, but what am I, do I care whether these people get bombed? Do I want them to, like, it was just I was having a hard time with it. So I watched the second episode because I just love their performances and I love how it's shot. It's so beautiful.
Oh, it's gorgeous. I think for me, we've all been in a showmance. Right?
Yeah.
And then there's that foxhole mentality. So you end up feeling attraction or bonding with people and connecting with people just because the circumstances force that. So initially she's like, yeah, we're not going to have sex or whatever. And he's like, yeah, okay, sorry. And episode 2, that changes because now they only have each other to depend on.
Yeah.
So that makes total sense to me.
Yeah.
I mean, you and I have been in a showmance for 21 years.
But we still have never had sex, and I don't want to talk about that.
Okay. Oh, that's what we're telling people? Okay. Pete, you can cut that. No, I just think it makes total sense that initially she was like, I don't know what kind of world we're in. Now they've been in the world. They've saved each other's lives. stakes are high, and they're living in this sexy, gorgeous apartment in Brownstone.
God, that apartment.
With the liquor room. Like, what is that room? It's not just a wine cave. There's one wall with all wine, and then there's like a beautiful bar with whiskey or something. It's, I need that room in my house.
Yeah, and there's a terrace garden, which we find out in the second episode when Paul Dano comes in as the nosy neighbor. Interesting cameos, I will say.
His character name on IMDb is Hot Neighbor.
No.
Paul Dano ain't hot. He's an incredible actor. He's very appealing, but hot?
No. Creepy,
Strange
nosy
casting.
neighbor. And when she said he's kind of hot in that episode, I was like, oh, she's just saying that to get his goat, because there's no way she thought he was actually hot.
Right? That's just not a thing.
No.
And is it Dano or Dano? I've always said Dano.
Oh, it might be Dano.
I don't know.
I think of Dano as like, Zuko in Greece. But
Hot Neighbor.
That's really
I just wanted to make sure I wasn't lying.
Wow.
Yeah. That's a misnomer.
That's a stretch. But you know what? Good for him, because now he probably only took that part so he could put that on his resume. So people would start thinking of him as like hot.
Well, I find him intriguing because he starts the second episode being like, hey, neighbor. And he's clearly interested in what's going on in their house and maybe flirting with her. Maybe he's a bad guy. We don't know. That's my guess. And it's
he's
just
like,
fun.
what do you do?
Right. And then he's gone. So he'll come back and we'll get us. And my guess is he'll stir up trouble.
I love it. How many episodes are in this? How many do they have?
182? My guess is 6, but I just had the IMDb up and then I closed it.
Oh, 8. There's 8 episodes.
Oh, great. Yeah, Jer and I are both liking it, spoiler. And there are lots of fun cameos to come. In a way, I don't want to look, because it was fun. John Turturro's in the second one. Oh, see, I just spoiled it for everybody. But there's big names coming with small roles that make it, that fill out this world. And
that's fun.
And I mean, we've already raved about them. They're just both so relaxed and grounded. So and beautiful and interesting. I am totally down. And when I said to Jer, we watched the first one and we both liked it. And I said, do you want to watch a second one, or should we go back to watching something that we've been watching? And he was like, no, I want to watch Mr. and Mrs. Smith. We're both into it.
Oh, that's awesome. We've been trying to catch up on movies. So it was a choice to do Mr. and Mrs. Smith instead of a movie. We watched Anatomy of a Fall. That was that doesn't have anything to do with Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
No, right? What movie? Remind me what that is.
That's the one. It's the woman who gets accused of pushing her husband out of a window or of assaulting him with a heavy thing and then pushing him out of a window. I think it's a French movie, but a lot of it is in English, so you don't need to speak French. But it was very good, very artistic. This felt very artistic. Like I said, I really like Donald Glover and I really like the director, and I love Maya Erskine. It's not quite coming together for me yet. Mm-hmm. I read some reviews on it though that were really interesting because it really is polarizing for people. Oh. And to your point earlier, well, because for anyone who wants this to be an action like a Killing Eve or something that has a bit of tension and I don't think that's where the tension is. I think this is way more of a lyrical kind of character study of these two people. This is like the man and woman behind Mr. and Mrs. Smith and their sort of ennui and their loneliness. And it's a bit more like, what's the word I'm looking for? I think it's exploring their emotional life a lot more than what you would expect, right?
Yeah. And leaking it out rather than just pouring it out. So
1,000%. Yes. Yeah. It's slow paced in that way. It's very slow paced in that way. If you like that pace, then you're like, oh my God, I love it. I don't get stuff like this on television. And this is way better than just another action adventure thing. But people who come to see Mr. and Mrs. Smith are pretty brutal. I saw this Reddit thread where people were like, because I was like, this is interesting. what do people say about this? And people who wanted Mr. and Mrs. Smith are like, boring.
Sure. Yeah.
Oh, they can't stand it. But people who are loving it, really love it. And they really take the boring people to task for, what's the matter? Don't you have an attention span?
I will be staying away from all those threads. I cannot engage, but I do.
Oh, I already started posting on your behalf, but I'll.
Oh, thanks.
Thanks
so much.
I just put Mandy.
Sure. All right. Are we ready to give it man jobs?
Oh, yes. Let's do it. Yeah.
So I'm going to say 4 out of 5. It is by no means perfect, but I am utterly entertained and leaning in.
Yeah. I give it 3.5. I'm probably not as entertained as you are, but also, I don't know. It's so subjective, right? And it's got enough
forwarding through it.
Yeah, but that's because I wasn't intrigued. You know what I mean? I was kind of like, all right, let's get to the end. And also I had a phone call. So I was like, I want to see how it ends, but I don't have the time to finish the episode. But no, I that doesn't mean that I'm going to give it bad stars, man jobs. You know what I mean? Like it's a little drifty for me, but
Are you going to keep watching?
That's an interesting question. Probably. I probably will actually, because Patrick was intrigued enough to want to see it again. And I do feel like this is probably a show that by episode 6, you're like, oh my God, it's amazing. But it's such a slow trickle. I am not caught in yet, but I'm so in love with all the people involved that I trust that I will eventually be caught up. But I have to watch the holdovers first.
Oh, we couldn't sit through it. I'll be curious what you think.
Oh, that's interesting. I'll love it, obviously.
All right. Well, there are our thoughts on Mr. and Mrs. Mandy Smith. And now let's get to the business that our little production here, the Mandcave, is a product of True Story FM, engineering by Pete Wright, and music by Ian Post. And please, if you guys can stop what you're doing, because we're about to ruin the image and the style that you're used to, and hit 5 stars and write a review for us on your Apple Podcast app. Those reviews help us grow and help us find more audience. So we really appreciate it.
Yes, please. And if you want to talk to us, you can visit us at mancave.com/Discord and chat with us about the show and any thoughts that you have and recommend things for us to watch or listen to or read. And also, if you want to check out our sexy, cool merch, we've got mancave.com/merch and you can check us out there. I don't think we missed anything, did we? Yeah, we did it.
So I have a game. Well, I have what I think is a game, but I think it's too challenging. So here's what I will do.
That's a very good assumption, given how good I am at games.
Well, this one is tricky. So because Mr. and Mrs. Smith are aliases, I started thinking about other aliases like stage names. And there are very, very famous massive stars whose names are totally not their given names.
Really?
So if I give you Archibald Leach famously became Cary Grant.
Oh, wow.
So, but these are some of these are random. Some of them you might know, or you would have heard, or you could logically piece together. But so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you the fake name.
Yeah.
If you have no idea, I'll start giving you hints so that you can guess the person. Because I didn't go to the trouble of making like an ABC multiple choice because I'm a very busy and important woman. Okay, here we go.
Yes.
So celebrity stage names versus their real names. Who did Stephanie Joanne Angelina Germanata become?
Well, that's Angelina Jolie, yeah?
No.
Oh. Wait, you're giving me their real name and I have to guess.
Her real name is Stephanie Joanne Angelina Germanata.
Oh my God. Wait, Mercedes Rule? I don't know. I'm trying to think of Italian things.
What an interesting person to jump to. That's so funny.
Well, Mercedes Rule doesn't sound like a real name, right?
No, I agree. That's so funny.
How many guesses do I get?
Well, I'm going to give you a hint.
Oh, okay.
She's not a lord. She's a...
Oh, Lady Gaga?
Yes! Her real name is Stephanie Joanne Angelina Germanata.
Holy crap. I never would have imagined that. Well, of course, if you have that many names, you're going to be famous.
Apparently, she took it from All We Hear Is Radio Gaga, the Queen song.
Oh.
Okay. Who is Peter Gene Hernandez?
Peter Gene Hernandez.
Mm-hmm. He's
Miley
not,
Cyrus? No.
He is not from this planet. He's from another planet.
Robin Williams. Mork and Mindy. Is he playing Alien? No,
Nope.
he's not from this planet. Wow. I don't know. Wait. This is so crazy. Like, I think I'm having one of those, like, I'm obviously getting older because I don't have any, like, my memory is all things that are 100 years old. I was like, oh, Alan Alda. Like, what? What? I know.
What? Okay, can you name some planets?
Uranus? That's a good one. Is he from Uranus? Let's see. Jupiter, Mars. Mars. Oh, Bruno Mars.
There it is.
Oh, there we go. What's his name? Peter. Huh.
Peter Gene Hernandez.
Well, that would never do. You're not going to sell out a Staples arena with Peter
won't.
Gene Hernandez.
He didn't want to be
maybe.
pigeonholed as a Latin artist.
Oh, interesting.
Okay. This one you can get. Natalie Hirschlag.
Natalie Hirschlag. Is it Natalie Wood?
Nope.
Natalie Portman.
Yes.
Okay.
There you go.
Interesting.
This one I knew, and I don't know if you would know it. Who is Eileen Regina Edwards?
Oh, that's Mercedes Rule. No. Eileen Regina Edwards.
Even though she's from Canada, I would say her name is Eileen Regina Edwards.
Well, I was going to say Gina Davis.
Oh, what an interesting idea.
Eileen Regina she's from Canada. Oh, wait, is Catherine O'Hara? No.
Nope, she's Canadian, but I'm saying her name like she might be from Nashville.
Oh, the woman from Nashville, the Connie Britton?
No.
I don't know. Loretta Lynn? I don't know a Canadian from Nashville. Uh-oh.
That's
You're doing a great job.
Man, she feels like a woman.
Oh, Shania Twain. There you go. Well, that's interesting.
Some of these are just fun facts. For some reason, I always remembered her name was Eileen Edwards. I didn't know her middle name. Okay, this one I think you can get. Dana Owens.
Owens.
Dana
Who would
Owens.
ever change their name from a lovely name like Dana Owens? See, now I'm mad at this person on her mother's behalf.
Well, she actually does use that name sometimes, but she was
Danielle Steele.
No, interesting answer.
Well,
she has been crowned. So she needed to.
Diana? Princess Diana? No.
Not princess.
Queen. A queen. Beyonce? A queen.
Our friend Helen worked for her.
Oh, Queen Latifah.
Yes.
Shout out to Helen. Hey, Helen.
Speaking of Helen, who is Ileana Lydia Mironoff?
Helen Mirren.
Yes.
Thanks. That first name really helped.
Right? Okay. Catherine Hudson, she didn't change her last name, but she couldn't be Hudson because there's already a famous person with that name, Catherine Hudson.
Uh-huh.
So she just changed her last name.
Oh, Catherine, Heigl.
No, we're
Or
best friends with her. So we
O'Hara.
call her, when you're best friends with a Catherine, what do you call her?
Lounsbury.
When she's when she's your best friend from childhood, what do you call Catherine?
Katie.
Yes.
Okay. Got it. Kate Hudson.
She changed her name from Hudson because she didn't want to be associated with Hudson. So what's her last name now?
Katy Perry.
Yes.
Ugh.
Interesting, right? I love this one. I never knew the actual name.
Did she change her name because she kissed a girl, though? Did she change her name because she kissed a girl?
No.
No, it was the name thing?
She didn't want to be associated with Kate Hudson.
All right.
Who is Chaim Witt?
Now you're making tonguey things at me. That's disturbing. Chaim Witt. That's a tongue. And it's a Kiss. Someone from Kiss. From the band Kiss, the lead singer of Kiss, whose name is Gene something. Gene Simmons.
Yes.
Oh, I can't believe that. I can't believe he had a dorkier name than Gene Simmons.
Why? I mean, and you're going to be a rock star,
right?
You go with Gene?
Right, Gene Simmons. Like, why don't you become Flash or Tits and Wits? There's so many ways he could have gone.
Tits and
Wits. Or Sandwits. There's, wits about me. It could have been, you know what? I should name rock stars. I am good at this.
All right, a couple more and then I'll let you off the hook. Sean Carter became...
Linda Carter, obviously. And I'm going to tell you, he looks great. No, Sean Carter became Sean Hayes? No. Sean Hayes?
No.
Sean Cassidy.
He became Blue Ivy's dad.
Blue Ivy? Blue Ivy is a person I should know for sure.
Yes.
Okay. Is Blue Ivy a cartoon character?
Blue Ivy is Beyonce's daughter.
Oh.
I'm just going real softball now.
Well, I don't know I didn't know Beyonce's daughter was called Blue Ivy, but that's a fantastic name.
And you don't know who she's married to?
I do. The name's not coming to me right now. But I should know this. But you said Sean, and now all I can think of is Sean Puffy Combs, Sean P. Diddy, but that's not who she's married to.
No.
She's married to, there's a, what's his name? I don't know. Dre? Dr. Dre? No, that's the Beats guy.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I want to say J-Lo, but that's not right. But there's
it's not.
I'm close.
Yeah. Jay-Z. It's Jay-Z. I'm going to put you out of your misery.
Thank you.
Who? Okay.
Why would he change? Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So then this one, I think you might know.
You would think I would know Beyonce and Jay-Z, but
Richard
I guess
Starkey.
Oh, I feel like I do know that one.
Mm-hmm.
Richard Starkey.
He's quite famous.
Golly. I don't think I do. It's not coming to me. Wait, is it Ryan Reynolds?
No.
Is it Bradley Cooper?
No.
Well, those are the two most famous people in the world.
He just cut the last syllable off his last name.
Oh, Iron Man.
What? I don't
Richard Stark. No, he cut the
Stark. The whole last syllable. The whole last syllable.
Star. Okay. Richard Starr. Ringo Starr. Star. Okay.
There you go. And the last one, and if you don't get this, we really have to end our friendship because it would just be embarrassing
I just
to be
want to
seen
say
with you
that
or associated
since
with you.
Probably not going to get this. I want you to know it's been a great run, and
We
I
had a
will
good run.
miss you terribly, but I love you.
Who did Norma Jean Mortensen become?
Oh, well, I mean, that's Elton John. Kidding! Marilyn Monroe.
Yes, but Elton John was Dwight something. Or
He was?
Reginald Kenneth Dwight.
Oh, they all did great. They did better with their names.
Right?
Oh, I love it. Yes.
So now you have all those fun facts for your fancy tea parties in London to share with people.
I really appreciate that. I can't afford to
Yes.
go to tea anymore. That stuff's outrageous, but
Oh.
fun though. Okay. Well, in the interest of honoring my new technical savvy, which by the way, if you need any IT work done, I am available.
Okay.
I think we should go ahead and watch Ted.
Oh,
now that I can
you figured
get
it out. All right.
Yes. Now
Great.
I've got a VPN. Now I can watch all my American stuff. So let's watch it.
Great. I
would
love
love
it.
to see it. Yay.
All right.
I'll know
Until
what's
then.
going on in that show.
All right. Ta.
All right. Ta.
Everybody get up.